There are many fears that exist in the world. There's the fear of failure, the fear of losing love, the fear of death, and even the fear of success. But out of all the fears that exist in the world, the one I realized I've struggled with my whole life was the fear of letting go. So today, I'm going to talk about my discovery of this fear, and I hope to bring clarity to those who experience it as well. So there are many ways the fear of letting go appears, but the main way I'm going to speak about is the fear of letting go of emotions. When I was younger, I often suppressed my emotions. At the time, I didn't know the core reason why. I just believed that I was being good under God or a good Christian. But knowing what I know now, I realized the real reason why I suppressed was because I didn't trust the adults in my life. Usually, if something wasn't the standard, you'd get talked down to, even shunned. So me being a child, not being able to trust the people I call parents or the adults in my life, I believe the best way and the healthiest way was to suppress. That could not be further from the truth, because to some I was very disrespectful, annoying, a bunch of negative words, which is fine, but at the moment that was how I knew how to protect myself. So I decided that suppression would be the best way to do it. So I say all of that to say this. During those times of suppressions, there were moments where emotions burned bright. I even tried to deny and suppress those emotions, but somewhere deep inside my mind, in fact, somewhere deep inside my heart, I didn't want to let go. And it was all because those emotions felt so real. Because after all that suppression, having emotions just burn and feel that bright felt so real. So I didn't want them to go. I wanted them to stay. But this ended up delaying my healing process. Instead of my healing taking probably like 3 days to a week, it would take months. Over the years, I learned how to properly deal with my emotions. I learned how to acknowledge and not suppress. In fact, I experienced a burning emotion yesterday, but it was regret. I went to a restaurant with my siblings. Very nice restaurant, very nice people working there. And there was this waitress there. I was looking at her every now and then. And there was one moment where I looked at her and I saw her reading a book. And I was like, wow, I like books. I mean, I don't read as often as I should, but I respect the subject. So I wanted to speak to her. Usually when I'm silent, I'm processing whether or not the opportunity will present itself. But as I was getting up, as my siblings and I were getting up to leave, I decided to just go for it. I asked her, like, hey, I was thinking about getting back into reading books and I saw you was reading one. Is it interesting by chance? She told me she was reading Atomic Habits. I was like, wow, I read Atomic Habits. I didn't finish it. I was reading parts of it. I was even listening to an audiobook about it. So that just created a spark and conversation from there. But there was something that I did that made that regret pop up. As I was talking to her, as I was engaging, I wanted to ask her for her number, right? But I didn't. Because 1, she was at work. 2, I was with my family. 3, the thought that she had a boyfriend came into my mind. Because sometimes people could be dating as they work at work. So I was like, I didn't want to, you never know, but at the same time, I didn't want to, you get me? Because people be dating at work or so and so. So those thoughts came into my mind and those realizations. So I just said, like, she asked me for my name. I said my name. I asked her for hers. She told me it. And I just shook her hand and said, hey, nice to meet you. And I just walked away. It's like, man, as I was walking away, as I was heading towards the car, I was like, bro, I looked back so many times. It's like, oh man, I just want to go back in there and ask. That burning emotion appeared yesterday. Regret. And it even appeared today. Like, as I'm making this video, it's slightly there. But I learned not to suppress it. I acknowledge it's there. And, you know, I may not even be able to rekindle that. I may not even see that person again. But at the same time, I can also just redirect it into somebody else or somewhere else. So it's just a matter of like finding closure for the energy, not getting anything out of the interaction. And side note, for those of people that something about therapy, therapy is just a matter of like not really getting words out, but a matter of getting energy out. So when people go to therapy, or when people have emotions built up, it's not a matter of like, oh, just wanting to say words. No, it's like they have built up energy that they just need to release. So that's when therapy comes into play. So that was just my discovery of the fear of letting go. And I hope that some people could learn from this and yeah, see what happens next, see where my energy goes. If there's any update on how, because the regret is still there, but if I remember to do an update I'll probably do an update later on to see and let you all know how I handled it, so that it gives you more clarity. So yeah.